That was my third one. I had to do my third one.
You were 2 seconds short of the Guinness Book of World Records.
My nephew, he ain't happy with it.
Well, he gonna have to fight me.
All right, as you face Jerusalem, a song of praise is going to come out of the 14th Psalm. Y'all must not be there yet.
Hallelujah.
The fool has said in his heart, there is no Elohim.
The fool has said in his heart, there is no Elohim.
They are corrupt. They have done abominable works.
They are corrupt. They have done abominable works.
There is none that do it good.
There is none that do it good.
Yahuwah looked down from heaven upon the children of men.
Yahuwah looked down from heaven upon the children of men
To see if there were any that did understand and seek Elohim.
To see if there were any that did understand and seek Elohim.
They are all gone aside. They are all together become filthy.
They are all gone aside. They are all together.
There is none that doeth good, no, not one.
There is none that do it good, no, not one.
Have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge?
Have
And all the workers of iniquity no knowledge.
Who eat up my people as they eat bread,
Eat up
Feed up my people as they eat bread.
called not upon Yahuwah.
Call not upon Yahuwah.
There were they in great fear.
There were they in great fear.
For Elohim is in a generation of the righteous.
Elohim is in the generation of righteous.
You have shamed the counsel of the poor,
You have shamed the counsel of the poor,
because Yahuwah is his refuge.
because Yahuwah is his refuge.
Oh, that the salvation of Yahshua will come out of Zion.
Oh, that the salvation of Yahshua will come out of Zion.
When Yahuwah brings back the captivity of his people,
Yahuwah bring back the captivity of his people.
Yaakov shall rejoice and Yahshua shall be glad.
Yaakov shall rejoice and Yahshua shall be glad.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right. All right.
but no, I don't want to do that one. Hallelujah. I didn't prepare. Oh, okay.
All right, the next is about prepare then.
Yes.
Are we going on?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Oh yeah, we off in chapter 28. I don't know what I'm agreeing to, but yeah, I ain't heard nothing. Nathan.
Sirach 28.
Yeah, so 28 of Ecclesiastes.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Many have sinned for a small I started in 27, 28.
Let's go. Let's go.
He that revenge shall find vengeance from Yahweh, and he will surely keep his sins in remembrance. Forgive thy neighbor the hurt that he hath done unto you, so shall thy sins also be forgiven and thy praise.
All right, so slow down on that first. He that revenges shall find vengeance from Yahweh. He will surely keep his sin. Is that the whole thing about vengeance belongs to the Father? So you got to trust in the Father on that revenge tip. Seriously.
Dang,
Yup.
need to highlight that right there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you might be able to study about something, but you know, let the Father look that up.
And you know what? Sometimes it depends. You know, your mindset could think that that might be a bad thing. And it could seem like a bad thing because when you're done wrong, your mind is automatically set on revenge. But when you really think about it, that spirit of revenge can be more harmful to you than to that next person. Because on nothing else occupy your mind except for the fact that you just got to get this person back one way or another. And that in itself is not a good. Yeah, it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy, exactly. So that's the wisdom of that and understanding that, the heathens use the term karma, but it's not karma, it's the Most High. But even in the dynamic of karma, you do evil things, evil is going to catch up with you.
Because exactly, you read what you saw in the
Right.
principle that the Most High put in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like one. I think that's is that the only like one that you put in reaping and sowing? It's like seasonal. It's like whatever you put out in the atmosphere, it's gonna come back to you.
Right. Right. Yep. One way or another. Mm.
That remind me, I don't know if y'all saw, it was trending, but the young man, you know what I'm talking about, Brian? I think you seen it to me. The young man who had the vision of him going to hell or judgment there or something like that. I don't know how true his vision or dream was, but anyway, he basically was saying that a lot of people getting turned around by the Most High faces saying he don't know them because of little things like them thinking they forgive somebody, but they never did.
Oh.
He said that he could see that people became transparent to where you can see seeds in their heart. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was to the point that you sit there and you told us that you forgave the person, but you didn't really forgave them because you still have triggers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So boy, that really showed the level, the extent that you probably have to go for forgiveness. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? And that's why David said, you fasted and prayed. It said, he created you a clean heart. And renew the right
Oh,
spirit.
good reference.
Oh my
David
goodness.
said that.
Oh my goodness.
Because he knew what he did to Uriah's wife was wrong. She was pregnant with you. He fasted and prayed to the Father, created me a clean heart. And renew my spirit.
Oh man, forgiveness, man.
That's a deep thing.
Mm.
But he had to fast and pray.
And we don't need to do that. We just go out and gate for.
Right. Yeah, it's a little bit more. Because even Yeshua said, some things may not come about unless you fast.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's deep.
In verse 3, one man bear hatred against another, and do he seek pardon from Yahweh? He show no mercy to a man.
Woo-hoo, man, he getting this thing. Go ahead.
He show no mercy to a man which is like himself. And do he ask forgiveness for his own sins? If he that is but flesh nourish hatred, who will entreat for pardon of his sins? Remember thy end, and let enmity cease. Remember corruption and death, and abide in the commandments.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the commandments, and bear no malice to thy neighbor.
Right.
Remember the covenant of the highest, and wink at ignorance. Abstain from strife, and thou shalt diminish thy sins. For a furious man will kindle strife. A simple man disquiet friends, and make debate among them that be at peace. Ooh.
Wow.
Man.
As the matter of the fire is, so it burns. And as a man's strength is, so is his wrath. And according to his riches, his anger rise. And the stronger they are which contend, the more they will be inflamed. A hasty contention kindle a fire, and a hasty fighting shed blood. If thou blow the spark, it shall burn. If thou spit upon it, it shall be quenched. And both these come out of thy mouth. Curse the whisperer and double tongue, for such have destroyed many that were at peace. Show enough, murmurer, talebearer. A backbiting tongue have disquieted many, and driven them from nation to nation. Strong cities have pulled down, and overthrown the houses of great men. A backbiting tongue have cast out virtuous women, and deprived them of their labors. Whoso hearken unto it shall never find rest, and never dwell quietly. The stroke of the whip marks in the flesh, make marks in the flesh. But the stroke of the tongue break the bones. Many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not so many as have fallen by the tongue. Well is he that is defended from it, and have not passed through the venom thereof, who have not drawn the yoke thereof, nor have been bound in her bands.
Wow.
Wait,
Huh?
write that down.
Yeah. Okay, it says, well, that's a state of condition, you are well, is he that is defended from it, and have not passed through the venom thereof, who have not drawn the yoke thereof, nor have been bound in her band.
Oh, mine is different.
What kind of yours read?
Well, is he that defended through the venom thereof?
Verse 19.
Yeah, it says, well, is he that is defended through the venom thereof, who have not drawn the yoke thereof, nor has been bound in her band.
Okay.
Who is she? Who is her?
That's the tongue.
Mhm.
Yeah, the tongue.
You not allowing yourself to be victimized by that tongue.
Yeah.
Because the tongue will put you in a bad state if you allow it.
Of other people or of yourself?
Huh? From other people. It's talking about from other people being victimized by that. So again, he says, well, said you, well is he or she that defended from it, and have not passed through the venom thereof. So all that stuff, they were able to pass through it. Who have not drawn the yoke thereof, nor have been bound in her bands. And allow you to get caught up from that tongue Go ahead.
For the yoke thereof is the yoke of iron, verse 20, and the bands thereof are bands of brass. The death thereof is an evil death. The grave were better than it. It shall not have ruled over them that fear Elohim.
Right.
Neither shall they be burned with the flame thereof. It shall have, okay. Such as forsake Yahuwah shall fall into it, and it shall burn in them, and not be quenched, and it shall be sent upon them as a lion, and devour them as a leopard.
Hallelujah.
Look that thou hedge thy possession above about with thorns, and bind up thy silver and gold.
Right. So going back to that whole thing about the tongue, goes back to that whole David incident, where David let the words of this dude be like, man, his boys were getting flamed up. He wasn't getting flamed up. He had to tell the boy, look, that's from Yah, what this man is talking about. Calling me out my name, calling me, throwing rocks at me and stuff like that. All that comes from the Most High. That's a whole level of understanding, man.
That's a whole level of wisdom.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just like understanding that you were in the wrong, but like sometimes we like to sweep stuff under the rug. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm straight.
But here's the tripped out part about it, though, that he wasn't in the wrong from the person that's speaking, though.
No,
Yeah.
no, he knew y'all was working through that
Right.
person to get his attention. Say, hey
Right.
man, you messed up.
Right.
You need to fix what you did.
Right. Right. Well, go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Verse 24 again, look that thou hedge thy possession above with thorns, and bind up thy silver and gold, and weigh thy words in the balance, and make a door and a bar for thy mouth. That's right. Gotta watch what you got coming up out of that.
Watch your mouth.
Right.
That's what the fire is.
Right.
Beware thou slide not by it, lest thou fall before him that lie in wait.
Wow.
Okay.
Awesome, Jack.
That was some neat.
That's the spirit of Yah right there.
Hallelujah.
Man.
That will bring you to reevaluation for real.
Okay.
As a servant of Yah, man, we are always self-evaluating. Always. That's when you open your eyes in the morning, the self-evaluation begins. Man.
Check your hoops before you pick a plane. Those are hoops.
All right, y'all. Today we're gonna be dealing with everybody doing good today? Y'all doing good today? Good to see y'all again on another Baruch Shabbat. We're gonna be dealing with prosperity. Prosperity. False Christian doctrine. Prosperity. Huh?
We on there.
Oh, there you
All right. Prosperity in itself is not a bad thing because the Father has a means to appoint that to some of us, right? But if you are not of a mind of pleasing the Most High, it can be the worst thing in the world. In some cases, it can even lead you to the lake of fire.
Oh man.
But you have some churches that's the number one thing that they teach each and every Sunday. Yeah, and if that's what they teach, that means that the people are attending church so that they can glean how to be prosperous. Glean how they can live a whole better financial life than what they're dealing with. And that's what we're gonna go through some scripture just to look at that real quick. All right. So let's start this off in Proverbs. We'll start this off in Proverbs. Proverbs 15 chapter. Again, we're dealing with that gospel of prosperity. false doctrine. And something that was said in the Sirach you just read kind of alluded to that. Let me see, where was that at? And in that Sirach, 28th chapter and verse 24, it says, look that thou hedge thy possession about with thorns and bind up thy silver and gold. But he wasn't really talking about physical possession, silver and gold. He was talking about our spirit, our words. Very next verse said, weigh thy words in a balance and make a door and bar from thy mouth. So our spirit has to be precious, right? One of the best things that a man can value is his word. That's a spirit, all right? But anyway, y'all, we in Proverbs 15. I'm gonna try to move along and try to not make this apart. Okay, Proverbs 15th chapter, and I'm going to start this off with 15.
Proverbs 15 and 15. Proverbs 15 and 15. All the days of the afflicted are evil, but he that is of a merry heart have a continual feast.
Wow.
Better is little with the fear of Yahuwah than great treasure and trouble therewith. Better is a dinner of better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a stalled ox and hatred therewith.
Right. So, we, think that it's just in our human nature to always just want something better and better and better and better. But the Father is teaching us that as servants of Him, man, we have to be content.
Hallelujah.
We have to learn how to be content with what He blesses us with and guard our spirit so that we don't take on the spirit of discontent. Because when you discontent, then the words that come out of your mouth reflect that. People can see that spirit of discontent in a person. Well, that's why he said, all the days of the afflicted are evil, but he that is of a merry heart have a continual peace. Okay, and that's what we want, man. We want to have a continual peace just by having that spirit of contentment. All right. Move right on to 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel, the second chapter. And again, we're going back before Kings.
So 1 Samuel.
1 Samuel 2. And this is the prayer that Hannah prayed. Hannah is the wife of Elkanah. Good. Somebody just studied. Okay. He had at least two wives here, and for whatever reason, he allowed the one wife to always harass the other wife. I'm not sure how he allowed that, but that's what he did. And so she was the one that she was harassing. She was barren, had no children, but the father ended up blessing her, and she had Samuel. So we're going to pick up at her prayer in the second chapter of 1 Samuel, beginning at the first 1.
Verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
First Samuel 2 and 1. And Hannah prayed and said, my heart rejoices in Yahuwah. My horn is exalted in Yahuwah. My mouth is enlarged over mine enemies, because I rejoice in thy salvation. There is none holy as Yahuwah, for there is none beside you. Neither is there any rock like our Elohim. Talk no more so exceeding proud. Let no arrogance come out of your mouth. For Yahuwah is the Elohim of knowledge. and by him actions are weighed. The bows of the mighty men are broken, and they that stumbled are girded with strength. They that were full have hired out themselves for bread, and they that were hungry ceased, so that the barren have borne 7, and she have many children is waxed feeble. Yahuwah kill and make alive. He bring down to the grave and bring up. That sounds like out of Deuteronomy. Yahuwah make poor and make rich. He bring low and lift up. He raised up the poor out of the dust and lift up the beggar from the dunghill, to set them among princes, and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are Yahuwah's, and he hath set the word upon them. He will keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness. For by strength shall no man prevail. Wow. The adversaries of Yahuwah shall be broken to pieces. Out of heaven shall be thunder upon them. Yahuwah shall judge the ends of the earth. He shall give strength unto his king, and exalt the horn of his anointing.
Wow, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hey, what we get out of that prayer?
Oh man. First off, she acknowledged who Yahuwah was. She put him where he is, and she didn't compare him to anybody else. Second thing she did was she said what he does, what he has control over, and those who come against him, well, those who are poor, who are lowly, he put people where he wanted to be.
Right.
Basically, whatever he wants to do, he can do.
Yup, that's right.
Yeah, it just sounds like a lot of motivation for the meek, for the humble, the anointed.
Yup, exactly. Exactly. And for us to not to judge according to what our eyes see. This man got a lot of strength, this man got a lot of riches, this man got this, that, and the other. Lay not your eyes upon what this other man has, basically. I'm pretty sure that's also in that Sirach 2. You know? But absolutely, the Father, he said, look, I control all this. Ain't nothing on this globe, or some people say flat earth, that I don't control. I run this. And that also I make poor and I make rich. He bring it low and he lifts up. But that verse 9, he said, he will keep the feet of his saints. And the wicked shall be silent in darkness. For by strength shall no man prevail.
Hallelujah.
All right. Move right along. Let's go into the law. Let's go into Leviticus 19 chapter. Leviticus 19 chapter. And we're gonna read this one verse here. Let's read verse 15.
Leviticus 19 and 15. In what? Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty. But in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor.
Right. In righteousness you shall judge thy neighbor. Not based off of his physical appearance, not based off his wealth, not based off his lack of wealth, not any of that. That's it. See, again, and that's law. See, this is law. That's a sin when you do contrary to that. All right? Skip right up to the 24th chapter. 23rd chapter, I'm sorry. Yeah, 23rd chapter. Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. And this is the law that we had when we were a nation. Okay? Leviticus 23rd chapter and verse 22nd verse.
Leviticus 23 and 22. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reap. Neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I am Yahweh your God.
Right. And see,
Hallelujah.
like even right now, most of us, we don't have fields, but that paycheck that we got is our dream. So that's the reason why when we see somebody out there in need,
Give them a change.
we gotta we give them something. Right, because what you give them represent that gleaning. Right? Oh yeah, absolutely. That's what it represents. It represents that gleaning. See, I don't know why we think that everything the Father blesses with belongs to Him. He blessed us so that we may bless others.
And I used to say that in my prayer, bless me and let me bless.
That's right. Make me a blessing. Absolutely. All right. That's pure righteousness right there. Go on, Deuteronomy the 15th chapter.
You only read that one verse?
Yep, that's that one verse. Deuteronomy 15th chapter. Read a little bit more out of the law that addresses this. Deuteronomy 15th chapter, and we're going to start this off at verse 1.
Deuteronomy 15, verse 1, from the top. At the end of every 7 years, thou shalt make a release. And this is the manner of the release. Every creditor that lend out until his neighbor shall release it. He shall not exact of his neighbor or of his brother, because it is called Yahweh's release. Of a corner thou mayest exact it again, but that which is yours, which your brother thine hand shall release. Save when there shall be no poor among you, for Yahweh shall greatly bless you in the land which Yahweh thy Elohim give you for an inheritance to possess it. Only if thou carefully hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy Elohim to observe to do all these commandments which I command you this day. For Yahweh thy Elohim bless you as he promised you, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, but thou shalt not borrow, and thou shalt reign over many nations, but they shall not reign over you.
Right. So in other words, your blessings was coming, and when somebody just happened to fall short when you lent unto him, hey, he got 7 years to deal with that. But on that 7 years, you're gonna be blessed so abundantly that you ain't gonna be sitting there waiting for that person to really pay you back. That's the awesome way to be, man, to be able to just, get that money, knowing that you don't even miss it.
That's crazy.
Right.
I was just talking to somebody earlier about, I guess how America, well, we was talking about earlier about how America owes money to China.
Right.
And it's like crazy because like we owe these people money, then we want to go up against them in war. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
And this is the reason why the Most High told us not to do that. Exactly example right here.
Mm-hmm. What verse we at?
We at 7.
Right.
So if there be among you a poor man of one of your brother within any of your gates in the land which Yahweh thy Elohim give you, thou shalt not harden your heart, nor shut your hand from the poor brother.
And let's keep in mind now, we're talking about someone that's poor.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't talking about somebody just like you, there's, whatever. Hey, man, give me, whatever, man, and you ask them just because you can get it.
Yeah.
But your pocket's stacked.
You straight.
You straight. So he's specifying right here when he's talking about somebody that's poor, your heart should automatically go out to that poor person. Especially when you know that poor person got children, got a wife, and they don't know how they're gonna eat or whatever. Man, you should already, before you even had a thought about it, it should already be in their hand. But that's why he's specifying. He ain't telling you that this applies to just everybody. You see that?
Yeah.
He says, if there be among you a poor man and your brother within any litigation, I land. Go ahead.
Verse 8.
Oh, 57, I'm sorry.
57, we had finished, but I started from the top.
Go ahead.
If there be among you a poor man of one of your brother within any of your gates in your land which Yahweh give you, thou shalt not harden your heart, nor shut your hand from the poor brother. But thou shalt open your hand wide unto him, and shalt surely lend him sufficient for his need, in that which he want. Beware that there be not a thought in thy wicked heart, saying, the 7th year, the year of release is at hand, and thine eye be evil against your poor brother. And thou givest him not, and he crying to Yahuwah against you, and it be sin unto you.
See that? That right there, yeah, that right there falls right back to you. Right. You know, but go ahead.
Somebody showed me thinking that like,
Yeah.
the year of release
Oh, yeah.
pop up.
Hey,
So,
bro, hey, you owe me that. What I gave you, man.
okay, we just talking about people on it. Verse 10, verse 9. Beware that there be not a thought in thy wicked heart, saying, oh, we already
Read that.
Verse 10, thou shalt surely give him, and thine heart shall not be grieved
That's
when
right.
you give unto him. Because that, or this thing, Yahuwah thy Elohim shall bless you in all your works, and in all that thou put your hand into.
The Father's telling you that I'm paying you back. That's what he's telling you. Don't be looking toward that poor man to pay you back. And you fighting, struggling, trying to get it back. You shouldn't even put that poor man in that type of mental condition.
Yeah,
You know, the best
stress
way,
him out.
my aunt told me of the best way when she bought, when somebody asked her for money, she always had in her mindset that it's a gift. Even if they say borrow,
Right, exactly.
she was like, I have to go based off of whether or not I want to gift it to you. Because I'm not looking for it back.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Even though they said borrow, she's like, yeah, okay, if I give it to you, I'm not looking for it.
Right. So exactly.
That's what it but I always tell people, if you're upset about giving to somebody, you don't give them.
Right.
You shouldn't be upset about giving to somebody,
Right.
but you shouldn't expect it back. But, don't give something that you feel as though you're gonna have, these feelings for it. Feelings for it afterwards.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Give it, like they said, what is it, give it willingly.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Cheerful.
Not
Cheerful
grudgingly.
giver.
Mhm.
Cheerful giver.
Yep. Okay.
You want to do that 11 before you move on? You're going to move on?
Yeah. That.
All right, so verse 11, for the post shall never cease out of the land. Therefore I command you, saying, thou shalt open your hand wide unto your brother, to thy poor, and to thy needy, in thy land.
Wow. There it is. There it is. Because that poor, they probably be dealing with whatever it is they dealing with.
They worry about poor people stuff.
Huh?
They worry about poor people stuff.
For
Right.
real, like when the next time they gonna eat?
Right. Well, I mean, it can be a whole variety. They can have a mental condition that keeps them from going out doing, something, any little thing. We don't know. But,
It might be hemmed up.
right, anything, I be, man, I see poor guys that I'm like, man, what's going on with you, man? Like, why you ain't out here looking for no job? Why you ain't,
Yeah.
Which really ain't nothing wrong with that, because sometimes people just have to know, but there's a difference between somebody that's out here trying to make a living, begging people, somebody that absolutely found themselves in that position. Because also at the same time, the Father tells us not to be slothful. So that's a sin upon itself.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother lesson. You out here trying to get money from people instead of going ahead and putting the boots on working.
For real.
That's a whole nother lesson right there. Let's go on to Job 34. Little brother Elihu, man, he's speaking again.
Oh,
Third week in a
snap.
row.
Here we go.
That shit just broke Job down and had him have his own book. Like,
For real.
we're in Job 34th chapter. Start just at the 17th verse.
Job 34 and 17. Even he that hates right govern, and without condemn him that is most just. Is it fit to say to a king, thou art wicked, and to a princess, ye are unrighteous? How much less to him that accept not the person of princes, not regard the rich more than the poor, for they are all work of his hands.
This dude was on something, wasn't he? Wasn't he?
That boy was speaking here, big speaking.
Right. He let you know, hey, don't be again. He said it was a commandment. We just read that. Don't be accepting people personally according to their condition. Regarding the rich more than the poor. But the Father created both of them, one, not better than the other. Psalm 12. Oh yeah, we moving right on. This Psalm 12. Oh yeah. Just read, we stopped at verse 19.
And we around Psalm what?
12 Psalm. Oh man, we had 12 Psalm and we start that one from the top.
Psalm 12 from the top. Help Yahuwah for the righteous man cease, for the faithful fail from among the children of the man. They speak vanity every one with his neighbor, with flattering lips and with a double heart do they speak. Yahuwah shall cut off all flattering lips, and the tongue that speak proud things. Who have said, with our tongue will we prevail, our lips are our own. Who is master over us? For the oppression of the poor, for the sighting of the needy, now will I arise, say Yahuwah. I will set him in safety from him that puff at him.
Right. So, some cats be out here and that's what they about. They just about trying to exalt themselves by means of whatever it was that they're able to gain or whatever. But then in all that, they end up to be victimizing somebody that's poor. But it always tend to go that way, right? So y'all get that? So when you get to that point of victimizing that poor, now you in big trouble. Big trouble. So that verse 5 says, for the oppression of the poor and for the sign of the needy, now will I rise, said Yah. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him. Speaking of which, in the book of Joshua, it says that was one of the sins of Sodom, where they really mistreated strangers that came among them. Y'all read that part before. Man, they used to be strangers dirty. They had did this one guy so dirty, according to the book of Joshua, that he ended up crying so loud he cried to the Father, and that got the Father's attention. So they say that was the reason why the Father was angry.
They did it to the angels, remember? They banged on it, locked doors, the angels.
Yeah.
Trying to get them some.
Yeah, but but it was just the whole thing that the Father, man, he hears. Like when we was in captivity in Mizraim, he said he heard our cry and he remembered the covenant he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The Father can be very physical at times. It's physical, but it's spiritual at the same time. That's probably a difference between praying silently and lifting up your voice towards the Most High. Something about that sound that resonates with him. Hearing his saints going through them miserable times like that. Right, of course, that. Yep, being mistreated. All right. What did we stop at?
Verse 6.
The
words of Yahuwah are pure words, as silver tried in the furnace of earth, purified 7 times. Thou shalt keep them, O Yahuwah, thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever. The wicked walk on every side, when the violent men are exalted.
All right. Let's move on over to let's move down to the 73rd Psalm. I guarantee you now, one of these pastors are ever read in any of these prosperity churches.
No.
Prosperity churches don't even want to even to even say the word poor is offensive in these churches. When y'all come in, man, we don't even want y'all to even vision somebody that's hungry and in need. They're not even allowed through these doors. You know, go down to the welfare agency. That's where you need to
Oh,
be.
man.
This is a place of prosperity,
Hey, man, I
a
heard,
place of blessings, huh?
I heard Creflo say he gonna put, he probably did put ATMs
Oh, that's
in the
old.
church.
That's
That's
old.
crazy.
That's
You
old.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just thinking about
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And, yeah.
Man. All right. All right. So we in 73. Yeah, start that from the top.
Psalm 73. Truly Elohim is good to Yasharel, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
Right there, see that? See, we don't understand that. But that's a sin within itself. Of you being allowing yourself to be envious of at the foolish, at the prosperity of the wicked. You ain't supposed to be jocking them. Yeah, we in 73rd Psalm and we at the third verse. Yeah, we started at 1. But he said, look, my feet almost slipped because I'm supposed to be focused on what the Father blessed me with. I looked over to the right. I saw the wicked over there in mad prosperity.
Mm.
And now I'm upset. Man, go ahead.
For there are no bands in their depth, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
Uh-huh. They seem like they got the best thing ever. Go ahead. Right.
Therefore, pride compassed them about as a chain, violence covered them as a garment.
Right. Yeah, well, you see them, like we talking about the rappers, right? When they be wearing them thick. Somebody can correct me on this. Somebody showed the difference between Jay-Z back in the day, coming out the Marcy projects or whatever. He be wearing them thick gold chains. See, now he don't be rocking them gold chains now.
Now he look like the black version of
Bill Gates or
Bill
somebody,
Gates,
right?
yeah.
Right. Right. Well, he ain't that stylish.
Right.
But he don't flash it
Yeah, he
though.
wears suits and stuff.
Right.
now.
Huh? Yeah.
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 Yeah. And he
Yeah.
wear like chucks and stuff. You be like, dude, you got our chucks?
But see, that's the thing, man. It's like, it's really unnecessary. People think that's just a fashion statement, but your fashion statement is just a statement to just exalt yourself
Right.
and for others that don't have what you got to make them think that you're better than them, you know?
And be envious of one.
And it brings about envy. It brings about all type of spirits that certainly y'all ain't supposed to be bringing forth no spirit like that.
And his son said, I used to have a knot like that, but now I got black cars, good credit and stuff. Then before I take them all going up.
Thank you, Sister Thomas, for that performance.
Yeah, that was hard.
I'm here all day. All right.
All right. All right, but yeah. Read that sis again.
Therefore, pride compassed them about as a chain.
Deep they use that as an example as a chain.
Right. Violence covered them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish.
And they're not just content. They want you to know that they have that. Go ahead.
They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily.
Right. I got it my way, bro. You got to get it your way, man.
Mhm.
Peace, my brother. Yeah. I got it my way, man. You know, you got to get it your way, man. But with all power to you, my man. Go ahead.
They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walk through the earth. Therefore his people return here, and waters of the full cup are wrung out to them. And they say, how do Elohim know? And there is knowledge, and is there knowledge in the Most High? Behold, these are the unrighteous who prosper in the world. They increase in riches.
Right. The same prosperity that you think you chasing, that is what the rich does. That is what the wicked does. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Verily, I have cleansed my heart and my vein and washed my hands in innocency. Innocence.
Yep, you get it.
For all the day long have I been plagued and chastened every morning. If I say I will speak thus, behold, I should offend against a generation of thy children. When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me until I went into the sanctuary of Elohim. Then understood I therein.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I love that. Till you came into the sanctuary. That's what the Sabbath represents. It represents the sanctuary, because it ain't no telling what you were dealing with just yesterday, 2 days ago, 3 days ago,
or even an hour ago,
or even an hour ago. Straight up, when you come into the sanctuary, your mind should be stayed on the Most High,
hallelujah.
stayed on His Spirit, and that's exactly what this man said. He said, when I thought to know this, it was just too painful for me until I went into the sanctuary of Elohim. Then understood I therein. Because before he came in there, boy, they didn't have an end, Jack. I just want to be like them. I want to have what they have.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to figure out one way or another, man. I got to get it, got to get it, got to get it. And then I went into the sanctuary and my whole mentality changed. That's heavy right there. Go ahead.
Surely thou did set them in slippery places. Thou cast them down into destruction.
Man, you know, in Chi-Town, that's where they got that music called drill music, man. And all these, it's just one label. I don't know what label that is. I think that dude from Memphis might have been associated with that. They got about 4 artists that done got killed from just this one label. Whatever label he was on. Huh?
What about that one that young dude?
Yeah, the dude that just passed. No, but I'm just saying. Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, Dolph was a Memphis rapper. He originally from Chicago.
Oh, I didn't know that. You do look like you from Chicago too, but I always knew from Memphis. But yeah, four rappers on that one label, man, just that one label. You know, these guys flashing and driving nice cars and this, that, and the other.
All comes with a price.
Huh?
It all comes with
Heavy
a price.
price, man. See, this is what you understand when you come into that sanctuary. Go ahead.
See, I'm reading verse 18 again.
Yep.
See real quick. 18. Surely thou did set them in slippery places.
Sure enough.
Thou cast them down into destruction. How are they brought into desolation? As in a moment. They are utterly consumed with terrors. As a dream when one awake, so, O Master, when thou awake, thou shalt despise their image. Thus my heart was grieved, and I was pricked in my reins. So foolish was I, and ignorant. It was as a beast before you. Nevertheless, I am continually with you. Thou hast holden me by my right hand. Thou shalt guide me with thy counsel, and afterward receive me to glory. Whom have I in heaven but you? There is none upon earth that I desire besides you. My flesh and my heart fail, for Elohim is the strength of my heart, and my portion forever. For lo, they that are far from you shall perish.
Yep.
Thou hast destroyed all them that go a whoring from you. But it is good for me to draw near to Elohim. I have put my trust in Yahweh Elohim, that I may declare all your works.
Hallelujah.
All right. I ain't even had this in lesson. I'm looking for it. You know I'm looking for something. Feed me not, bless me with the yeah, that one. I thought that was in, it's in the Proverbs. I didn't have that in the lesson either. That's what that reminds me of. It's at the end of one of these Proverbs. Give me not riches.
Yeah, I read that.
Okay. I didn't have this in this lesson, but that would have been perfectly right there. We're gonna move on. Matter of fact, we're in the Proverbs right now. And we're gonna go into Proverbs the 23rd.
Yeah, it's the Proverbs 30.
30.
Yeah,
That is
that's
at the
right.
end.
30
Yeah, I'm
and
looking at the beginning. Yeah,
Hallelujah.
okay, we're gonna go there. Let's go to Proverbs 23rd first. Proverbs 23rd. Yeah. I should have known 31, 30, right. All right.
So you want to look at that?
Proverbs
23rd.
Proverbs 23,
Mm-hmm. Proverbs 23, and let's start this at that first verse.
at that first verse.
Mm-hmm.
When thou sit to eat with a ruler, consider diligently what is before you,
Yep.
and put a knife to your throat. If thou be a man given to appetite,
Right.
be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat. Labor not to be rich. Cease from your own wisdom.
Ooh, that's a heavy one. Labor not to be rich. Cease from thy own wisdom. Wow. Go ahead.
Verse 5, wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven. Eat thou not the bread of him that have an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats. For as he think in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, say he to you, but his heart is not with you.
That's right. Hey, I'm fattening the lamb, boy. That's what I'm doing. Fattening him up first. He ain't no good unless he gets fat first. Go ahead.
The morsel which thou hast eaten shalt thou vomit up, and lose thy sweet words. Speak not in the ears of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of your
Sure
words.
enough, you can stop there. All right. That's a good segue to that Proverbs 30. Real good segue to that. Yeah. Proverbs, oh man. Start just at Proverbs the 30th chapter and verse 5. Yeah.
Proverbs 30 and 5. Every word of Elohim is pure. He is a shield unto them that put their trust in him. I was in the land night. And thou not unto his words. Add thou not unto his word, lest he reprove you, and thou be found a lie. Two things have I required of you. Deny me them not before I die. Remove all from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me, lest I be full and deny you and say, who is the master? Who is Yahweh?
Yep.
Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my Elohim in vain.
Boy, that verse is, man, bad. Because most people don't even know what that means to take his name in vain. And this passage tells you exactly what that means to take his name in vain.
Bad representation.
Yep. Bad representation. I'm sure. Man. All right. Let's go on to Jeremiah, the 12th chapter. Huh? Jeremiah, the 12th chapter. We in Jeremiah, the 12th chapter. Start that off at the first.
Jeremiah 12 from the top.
See, when you know this truth like this, and then you turn on TV and hear some guy talking about this prosperity and buy this handkerchief or send a donation for this handkerchief.
It God.
Man, oh, man. And all this such stuff like that, man. Or even a guy that even had the nerve to have the last name of Dollar.
Oh man.
That's crazy. But anyway, yeah, go ahead. 12 to 1.
When righteous are thou, O master, when I plead with you, yet let me talk with you of that judgment. Wherefore do the way of the wicked prosper.
And why do the way of the wicked prosper? Right.
Wherefore are all they happy that deal very treacherously?
Mm-hmm.
Thou hast planted them, yea, they have taken root, they grow, yea, they bring forth fruit. Thou art near in their mouth and far from their reigns.
I just had the image of that movie. I've never seen this whole movie though, but I know the scene of the movie is The Bronx Tale, right? They used to always, they were kind of teased. What's his name? Robert De Niro's character. He was a hard-working man, but his son kept looking at the gangsters and wanted what they had. They tried to make his father seem like he wasn't worth nothing. But they was everything. Man. Huh? Yeah, and somehow the actual actor that played the kid ended up serving some serious time. Right. That's deep. Go ahead.
All right, verse 2, that way. Verse 3, but thou, O master, knowest me, thou hast seen me, and tried mine heart towards you, pull them out like sheep for the slaughter, and prepare them for the day of slaughter. How long shall the land mourn, and the herbs of every field wither, for the wickedness of them that dwell therein? The beasts are consumed, and the birds, because they said, he shall not see our last end. If thou hast run with the footmen, and they have wearied thee, then how canst thou contend with horses? And if the land of peace, wherein thou trust, they weary you, then how wilt thou do in the swelling Jordan? In the swelling of Jordan. For even thy brother and the house of thy father, even they have dealt treacherously with you. Yea, they have called a multitude after you. Believe them not, though they speak their words unto you. I have forsaken my house. I have left my inheritance. I have given the dearly beloved of my soul into the hand of her enemies. My inheritance is unto me as a lion in the forest. It cried against me. Therefore I have hated it. My inheritance is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field. Come to devour.
Now, I've heard people misuse this verse. My heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. Anybody heard a teaching regarding that verse there? They use the verse to say that Israel is all different complexions.
Oh, yeah.
You heard that before?
Yeah.
But that ain't what the verse is talking about.
Damn, they take this stuff out of context.
Yeah, they take it out of context. Speckled bird is simply just to state a condition that bird is in compared to the other birds. And how the other birds are always teasing and abusing the speckled bird. That's what we are to the nation. We are the bottom, like that speckled bird. That's what it's talking about. It ain't talking about the actual physical look of the bird. It's just talking about how we are in reference to the other nations. You know what? We're gonna stop there though. Let's go on to New Testament. Let's go on to the book of Luke. Luke, the 9th chapter. Luke 9. I'm gonna pick this up at 56 verse.
Luke 9 and 56. For the Son of Man is not come to destroy men's lives, but to save them. and they went to another village. And it came to pass that as they went in the way, a certain man said unto him, Master, I will follow you wherever you go. And Yahshua said unto him, Foxes got holes, and birds of the air have nests. But the Son of Man ain't got nowhere to lay his head.
Ain't that something? Ain't that something? So you got all these preachers out here preaching prosperity, but yet the one who they supposed to be following, he said, look, you really follow me, then you need to know, hey, foxes got holes, birds, they got nests, but the Son of Man have not even a place to lay his head. So if you're able to live the way I do, come. Same thing with that young ruler. Sell all that you have and come follow me.
We get trips.
Yeah. And that's deep. He didn't say, give me all that you got. See, that's deep. Give me all that you got. He said, sell all that you have. Be reduced down to nothing. And then come follow me. Huh? That's a that's a whole different dynamic right there, y'all. Huh? Hey, be God's will, I'm about to experience it.
That was that's the same task of different groups like that scenes in the Ebionites. You know what I'm saying? That poor righteous spirit with the communal purse, commonwealth. You know what I'm saying? You see that practice right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the Nazarenes, the people that followed Yahshua. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you take the whole dynamic of wealth out the context and just be able to work hard to be content, that's just a better life altogether.
Yeah.
Period.
You don't have to be a part of the rat race.
Period.
That's stress cause.
You know, just like they say, like I was looking at the one video from somebody over in Tanzania, and they made the comment. They say, "You see this person out here driving this car right here? How they living on that? People own their stuff here. They don't have the whole loan and mortgage and stuff like that.
Right.
The way that they have is like in America. You got your car, but you don't really own it. You got your house, but you don't really own it. So they were like, that's just a system of bondage, basically.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is a system of bondage.
The bars are slaves to the land.
Right. Sure enough. Sure enough, it really is. What word did we go? Oh, yeah, so we've done with that. Let's go back into Jeremiah. We got a few more things.
Jeremiah speaking again.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah been speaking all week.
For real.
Jeremiah, 5th chapter. Let's start this off at verse 20. I could have read about 20, 30 different passages just out of Psalm itself. Psalm deals with a whole lot of this over and over. But Jeremiah 5, and let's start this off at the 21st verse.
Look, dude.
Yeah, flip game. I don't know what it is. Jeremiah 5. Who that? 21. Hear now this, O foolish people, without understanding, which have eyes and don't see Nathan,
Right.
which have ears and ain't heard Nathan.
Right.
Fear ye not me, said Yahuwah. Will ye not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree that it cannot pass it? And though the waves thereof toss themselves, yet can they not prevail. Though they roar, yet can they not overpass it.
Mm-hmm.
But these people have a revolting and rebellious heart. They are revolted and gone. Neither say they in their heart, let us now fear Yahuwah our Elohim, that give rain, both the former and the latter, in his season. And he reserved unto us the appointed weeks of the harvest. Your iniquities have turned away these things, and your sins have withholden good things from you.
Right. Can you imagine that? You can have all the money in the world, But Father, don't bring that rain down upon these crops so that we can eat. You ain't eating.
That's what made me appreciate, even though I know I don't like to live in it, that's what made me appreciate the snow up north, because I didn't realize that that's really, it's important that it snows up there for those crops.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
The frost too, when you have the first frost, sometimes the oranges are sweeter.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
They
Mm.
need that. I didn't realize it, and I'm like, oh man, it's snow. But then when I got older, I was like, oh, that's necessary.
Right. Okay. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Verse 25, wait.
Yeah.
20,
26.
26. For among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that sets snares. They set a trap. They catch men. As a cage is full of birds, so are the houses full of deceit. Therefore they are become great and waxing rich. They are waxing fat. They shine. They overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause of the fatherless. Yet they prosper in the right of the needy. Do they not judge?
Mm-hmm.
Shall I not visit for these things? Say Yahuwah. Shall not my soul be avenged on such nation as
And
this?
he put this on the whole nation. So this means the whole nation was forgetful about the laws of the Most High. We allow whatever blessing the Father gave us to wear it on our sleeve and make others feel like, hey, you know, we got this, because we're this, that, or the other. Forget about the Father. He ain't the one that blessed me with this that I got. It's of my own ingenuity, by my own hard work and strength, was I able to get these things. Go ahead.
Verse, what we at?
29.
29.
Read that again, yeah.
Shall I not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? A wonderful and horrible thing is committed in the land. The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means, and my people love to have it so. What will ye do in the end thereof?
Man, we the same people. You know. Our people love to have it so.
Prosperity. Prosperity, false church doctrine. Or something like that.
So that's slightly embarrassing. You do
Oh,
know that, right?
Man,
We're like 12 pastors in it, and you had to ask that like loudly when you could just look down on your paper.
No, I didn't type it. I just forgot to type it. That's fine. I usually type it.
Y'all see, you don't have to go through on a daily basis, man. This is it right here. There you go, right there. She's gonna say something very spiritual in just a second. Wait
yeah,
for it.
she
Wait
got
for
she
it.
got
Come up out
she gotta redeem
herself.
herself.
Yes.
Y'all
Yes.
gotta redeem her
Yes.
from that. Hallelujah.
Man.
This is a very good lesson.
All right, moving right along. Doctrine of prosperity. That's what we're dealing with. Chapter, y'all. Couple of more after this. I thought it was gonna be longer than it was, but it ain't, because I like when I don't really have to teach, because the scriptures speak for themselves. That's how you know you in the truth. Somebody read a passage, a verse, or whatever.
You better read this Swahili.
I ain't read nothing in Swahili. She go. Oh, that was you. Anyway, but that's it, man. The verses have to speak for themselves, man. I read something and say, oh, but see, that ain't what that means, man. You got to look at it. That ain't the way. That's not true.
You got to turn your head sideways.
Right.
Hold your hand like this and understand.
Yeah, walk out the building and say, oh, I got to look this lesson more. I don't think what he said was correct.
You got to jump up and down 3 times, spin around.
Now you got it.
Yeah, dude. No, you got it.
Spin around. One more time. 18th chapter. Uh-huh. You know what? I'm not gonna read this. I think we done read this about 2 times. This is the rich young ruler.
Oh, the one that
Yeah, the rich young ruler. I'm not gonna read this. Yeah. You see, but that's how it is though. You can go to one passage and you can get so many teachers out of just that one passage. We wasn't even dealing with prosperity, but the whole dynamic was that this one young ruler allowed his riches to be, he tried to make it seem like his righteousness was what he represented. But at the end of the day, it wasn't his righteousness, it was his riches. Sometimes you have to ask yourself, man, just like what he kind of reminded me of, just like Job, when Satan said, I'm paraphrasing, is it any wonder that Job served you? You done built a hedge around them and this, that, and the other. What else he gonna do? Basically, you know. Well, if you take all this stuff away from him, then let's see where he at then.
Yeah.
See, the father would never put Job to the spirit's attention if the father didn't know who he was. Let's see, this young ruler right here wasn't like Job. He didn't realize how much that riches that he attained represented him. Should have said, look, sell all that you had, follow me. And now he had all that righteousness went right out the window. Went right out the window. We're not going to read that. Y'all read that on your own time, those who are listening. That was Luke 18, chapter 18, the 25th verse. Because we pulled so much out of this story. So much out of it. But anyway, we're going to go on down and turn our attention to, Doctrine. I did have this lesson. And now with that proverb, I didn't see it, but it's there. So we're not going to read that because we already read that. So, what time is it? It's about what, 3:30, ain't it?
53.
3:52? Oh, that works. 1 Timothy, y'all. 1 Timothy. Right, we got a lot of Paul's letters, but we're going to end it on Paul's letters. First Timothy, 6th chapter, and we're gonna start off at the first verse.
Say 1 Timothy 10.
6.
Oh, 6.
Yeah, I don't got that Bible you got.
Yeah. Okay. You want to go there?
You got the extended play.
This is true. From the top.
3 Timothy. Go ahead.
From the top, right after the one. All right, get with it. Let as many servants as are under the yoke count their own masters worthy of all honor, that the name of Elohim and his doctrine be not blasphemed. And they that have believing masters, let them not despise them, because they are brothers, but rather do them service, because they are faithful and beloved, partakers of the benefit. These things teach and exhort.
So, in the context of this, y'all, this is nothing like chattel slavery that we understand.
Right.
Because, first of all, if you are a true believing master, we ain't talking about the Christian master, so to speak. We're talking about the true believing. You're not going to have chattel slavery in the first place. Okay? Anyway, go ahead.
If any man teach otherwise, and consent not to wholesome words, even the words of our master, Yeshua, into the doctrine which is according to righteousness, he is proud, knowing nothing, but doubting about questions and strifes of words, whereof come What come envy, strife, railings, evil,
Hey,
surmises.
stop for a second. When that statement, and I must have been born like this, I don't know. The whole statement, there's no such thing as a stupid question. That is not true at all. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. There is such thing as stupid questions. We just heard one just a second ago.
No.
But the court, oh, well, Funchess, he says,
No, it wasn't, because I
but okay. Okay, anyway, it says, he is proud, knowing nothing but doting about questions and strife of words, where coming envy, strife, railing, evil surmises. Because sometimes, using Yahshua as an example, sometimes he had people come to him, and all their purpose was to try to trip him up. And what they do, they come to him, they don't come to him saying, you wrong for that what you just said. No, good master, I want you to tell me this, that, and the other. Right, I mean, but that's what they did. Or someone said, Rabbi, Rabboni, whatever. They're coming there, but the whole point is to come to create strife and contentment. Not that they really want some real knowledge and understanding. So therefore, you have to be mindful. Man, Yahshua was a master at the way they're teaching us how we deal with people. Because I'll be seeing some cats that be out here, and when somebody asks a question, they'll just be quick to just give them an answer sometimes. You can't be quick to give an answer sometimes. You got to first try the spirit first. And that's what Yahshua did every time. He tried the spirit. You don't treat everybody, you don't deal with everybody in the same way. Right. See, didn't I tell y'all? Didn't I tell y'all? Didn't I tell y'all?
That is right there.
I told
Hallelujah.
y'all. Trying to come with some wisdom, you don't even know the name of it.
First Peter, look.
All right, but that's true. You have to try the spirit, man. We be quick to give people answers, and when they do that, the only reason why they do that, they don't do that so that the person knows when you really look at the spirit. They do that to show the person that they know the answer. That makes sense. It's a difference between the two. There's a difference between the two. When you answer somebody real quick, it just be for your own edification, usually. Because you want that person to know you know the answer.
So wasn't really questions like rhetorical.
Huh? Well, no, I'm not talking about the person that asked the question. I'm talking about me standing up in here, not trying the person's spirit to see what spirit they on.
Yeah.
But I'm quick to answer their question because I want them to know that I can answer you. I know the answer to it. Here go the answer right quick.
Right.
Bro, give me this. Bro, give me hey, you know, the person, you don't even know if the person is really focused on that. Find out what that person is, mentally, spiritually first, so that there could be true edification. But when you don't, it brings about these things right here. Strife, relish. I didn't try the person's spirit. Y'all understand what we're saying? Strife, relish, evil surmisings. Go ahead, verse 5.
Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is righteousness.
Oh, there you go. So that's one of the doctrines right there. Supposing that gain is righteousness, you want to say godliness, that's what gain is. No, that's not what true righteousness is. And this is the doctrine they follow right here. So you got somebody right up there in the pulpit teaching you the very same thing that he's saying is evil. Supposing that gain is godliness or righteousness. What did he say for us to do?
Get away from them.
Yup. From when you see, because what you done did, you tried that spirit. And when you saw that that's what they own, you don't have nothing else to prove. No more. Walk away. Don't allow that energy to fall upon you. And now you're going to end up being the evil one. Got to protect your space. Got to check your environment. I was online last week and I had a sister tell me, I was talking about how these, I don't know, I was talking about how the jabs bring forth the variants or whatever. This was the sister said, jabs come from the Most High.
What? Oh my goodness.
That's what she said. She said the jabs are a blessing. She don't use the term jab. She fascination is a gift from the Most High. And I didn't have no more words after that.
Yeah. Gone out.
Yeah, yep. But it was just like, no, the inner man was telling me to go in.
Oh,
Go
hell
in.
no.
Because I bet you think Christmas was the Most High too, right?
For real.
Everything else that you do. But I was like, yeah, conversation was over.
Yeah, okay.
Conversation was right.
Yeah, I know.
And see, this is the scripture. That's what it's speaking to, man. Don't allow stuff like that to entertain. But that what he said. He said, "From such withdraw thyself," verse 6.
Verse 6, but righteousness with contentment is great gain.
Sure enough is. Righteousness with contentment is great gain. Sometimes when you're going through this state of discontentment, what do? What's a good rule of thumb for that?
Start getting jealous, envy.
No, I mean to keep from going that
Oh.
way. In other words, like, man,
Give gratitude and be grateful.
this little apartment I'm living in, man, leave. Everybody know living in a nice house, man. I live in this apartment.
Oh, okay.
I hate walking through my home.
Go downtown and walk down, Ashland.
Okay, see, what I tell y'all, that's good. That's good. Very good.
But when people say don't live above your means,
Uh-huh.
you think that.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
If you chase this American dream, you know, you got to go above your means. But that's one good answer right there. That's one good answer right there. Go downtown and go down there and see how people living down there. I got one for me. It's a little bit better than that though. And I'm sure this works for everybody. Look at a moment in your life when you thought that this apartment was the best thing ever.
Oh, wow. Oh,
That-
yeah.
That car you driving in, go back to the moment in your life when you couldn't even see yourself driving this car. We all got that moment. All of us got that. That helps me out tremendously.
First got that job. Hey, man, I'm glad. Like, when you
There you
first
go.
got that job, you was like,
Right.
at first you ain't had nothing, and now you got something. It's like, okay,
Yup.
yeah, I'm good now.
Yup.
Because I got some kind of income.
Yep. And you ain't got 3 paychecks and you already like, damn, this job. Damn, this job. This job, the worst job ever. Father will bless you with the job, clearly, like you say. Man, 5 weeks ago, boy, I was like, man, finally, I'm able to get these bills paid. I'm able to come out on this debt. I'm able to eat finally instead of eating Taco Bell every other day. Man, now this job, man, exactly. Just check yourself back to before you have any of those things, man. If that don't work for you, then you definitely dealing with a whole different spirit.
Right.
But the Father said he's clear. I like this verses for righteousness or godliness, whatever, godliness with contentment is great gain, man. Ain't nothing better to it. Man, look, my job, I'm talking about my job. You know, I could, but I remember when I didn't have a job. And I love the fact when I get off my work and I already got my couch already in my head. I love my couch. It might got a couple of crumbs on it. It might got all this stuff, man. But when I'm sitting on that couch and hit the remote, I'm good.
You know,
I'm good.
fact.
Facts. For real, for real.
No cap.
Yup,
Straight up.
yup. Man. But go ahead, where we at?
Verse 7. But we ain't bring none into the world, and it is certain we can carry nothing
Man,
out.
as much as you might want to, we are not the Egyptian pharaoh.
Hmm.
Oh man, the dude, that rapper just died, man. He got buried. They buried him with $50,000 cash.
Who?
The one that just passed from Memphis.
No.
Yeah. Oh, they said they buried him with something he had on and $50,000
Yeah,
cash.
you can see the money in there. Yeah.
Now, you know they go back into them and you take that out, right?
Well, shoot.
I don't know.
It sure looked like he was taking it down there with him, boy.
For real.
Because they don't put they don't usually put the dirt over them until they bring that back over. But they can bring that thing back up, open it up, take all that out.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying somebody gonna go in there and get it.
Yep.
He ain't got no use for it.
No use whatsoever. But then that's what he said. So we bought nothing in this world is certain. I mean, it's absolute certain that we can carry nothing out. Go ahead.
Verse 8, and having food and raiment, let us be therewith content with the ramen noodles. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. Everybody ain't ready for that money.
No, not at all.
For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. But thou, O man of Elohim, flee these things and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, meekness, that we both follow after now. Fight the good fight of faith. Lay hold on eternal life, whereunto thou art also called, and hast professed a good profession before many witnesses.
Man, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Lord Paul gave us a real good ending to this lesson, man. But at the end of the day, that's the whole name of the game. The doctrine may be teaching concerning prosperity, it's straight food. And see, and one of the dangers of that doctrine too is the whole dynamics of it. I'm been coming to church for 6 months, and I ain't got no more money more than I did when I first walked in here. Shoot, the pastor got more of my money than I got. Therefore, I need to find something else because God is not the answer. This Bible that he's called himself holding in his hand ain't the answer. I need to look for another higher level of understanding. Right? That happens. That happens. You go in seeking one thing and you don't get it. Now your whole faith got shook over foolishness. You didn't have the wherewithal to read truth for yourself. You put everything about what your understanding of God is on that one man preaching to you. God working for him. I see you working for him. You working for me the same as I do. So that's one of the most dangerous parts of that doctrine. If they teach and they deceiving all these people with y'all. But anyway, that's our lesson today. Prosperity. Gospel of prosperity. False doctrine.
Yeah, that wasn't enough.
Man. All right. And a blessing for the reading of the word. Shoot, man. Hallelujah. Anybody got questions, comments? Anything? Huh?
Yeah, we look at the definition of prosperity.
Oh,
You know, when people who want to be wealthy, rich, you know.
yeah.
And so, like they say in verse 10, you know, prosperity, the love of money, the love of riches, is the root of all evil.
Sure enough. Yep. Covetousness.
I'm seeing this on my boy Bill. He talking right here, boy.
That money.
Did being humble, being content. Y'all know that song by what is it, William Brother or Lee Williams? Just know why.
Oh yeah, trying to tell everybody
Look, that's the more humble.
about somebody.
Hey, that video was so humble. I said, great, everything in the morning.
All right, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and close out. Face, y'all move around. Top 12. Close out 12.
Hallelujah. Oh yeah, we thank you for His word that you've given to us. Let us not be dreadful or complain about what we have right now, Father, because you will supply all our needs according to your riches and glory, Father. Allow us to be content with you and what we have, Father, because you are our provider. And allow us to walk after righteousness and hunger after you, Father. Keep our spirits, our mind, and our being connected to you. Forgive us if anything that we've done is not pleasing to your sight, Father. Wash us of all iniquity and all unrighteousness right now, and allow us to continue in truth. We thank you, we give you all the honor and all the glory. Yahshua HaMashiach, name we pray. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.